Welcome back. Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Nadine Gema, recently confirmed that Egypt's government have great expectations for the economic investment and the partnership in particular between Egypt and African countries and in the African continent in general, to be shedding light over the importance of the Egyptian African partnership in the field of economy and investment. We're very delighted to be having with us Mr. Abdul Gaffar. He is the chairman, or should we say president, of the board of directors of African Youth Voice. Good morning, Mr. Abdul Gaffar. How are you doing?
Good morning.
First, let us ask you, how do you see the message sent by Egypt's keenness to achieve the economic integration inside the whole African continent?
First of all, good morning all, and it's a pleasure being here today. Talking about the role of Egypt in strengthening the economic development in Africa. As you can see, and we have all been heard about since 2019, when Egypt was the president of African Union, there have been a lot of initiatives and a lot of conferences, a lot of movements Egypt is doing, and it do through the African continent. And as we can see in Egypt actually, and how the government encourage the startups and entrepreneurs. So we see it's kind of an image or an example for the African continent. There have been many conferences that have been doing here in Egypt, and those conferences focus on trading. There's the last one, I think, before the corona, which happened in the capital, which is Investment for Africa, which is one of the most important conferences that bring more investors to Africa. We all know in Africa we have a lot of things, but unfortunately we are not using those things that we have in a good way. We have the resources, we have the, even the human capital is a resources that you have to use, which we are talking about. We have almost 1.3 billion population, which is one of the good things that we can use to improve our economy. But unfortunately, because of some conflicts and some other challenges that Africa are facing, we are still suffering in achieving those goals. But we have everything there in Africa. And one of the most important part in trade in general is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a way that you can think of an idea, an innovative idea, and come up with the idea, and then suddenly the idea may be one of the most leading ideas in the continent. But the problem is that it's not about coming up with the idea. Sometimes we lack the support after coming up with the idea. There are many people that have ideas. There are many people that are trying, especially youth, on how to bring some ideas to the world. But once you come up with the idea, they don't know how to go on. Like as an example, sometimes you may have any kind of idea that comes to your mind, which is a good idea that will make a change to a person, particularly, and to the environment he's living in. But the problem you are facing is that then what after bringing the idea? There is no support. And the support I'm talking about is not financial support, because sometimes not only financial support all people need. Because sometimes you may have the financial support, but you don't know what to do next. You need something. There's logistical support. There's administrative support, meaning how to deal with your community, how to deal with the team that you have, how to train them on other to promote your idea. And that's one of the most important challenges we are facing. And of course, Egypt is playing a big role in the awareness, in the initiating many things. As you can see, even in Egypt, there are many startups that we know, and Egyptian startups that have been started from nowhere, and now they have become one of the best. Like, as you can see, Harlan, one of the startups. There's other startup Merja. There's other startup. Even Soviet now is one of the startups that save almost 1.5 billion fund, which is one of the first to happen in the MENA region. So we have people that have ideas. There are innovative ideas. There are many things, but what we are lacking is the first thing you experience, or how can I promote this idea? How can I deal with this idea? So as I can say regarding Egypt as well, is that Egypt is doing all its best to do, but the problem is that there is something that they call, when you are doing, you need something to come back. You need an acceptance. Like if I'm giving you something, I need the other person to accept what I'm giving. So that's one of the things that we are lacking, because maybe I can train you on how to do something and later on you didn't do it. So what I'm going to do? And maybe like, as I give an example with conferences that happened, then after the conferences, we're supposed to take an example, but later on no one is doing anything, no one is taking an action. So for that, it comes like the effort of Egypt is showing as it's supposed to be, but it's doing all it can. There are many, even as you can see, even the export and import, they are trying to do remove some taxes so that it will be very easier for Africans to trade. So what I can say about this is that we have to continue pushing and continue encouraging those that are still young, those that they want to do something. So that will be the sustainability in the world of trade, in the entrepreneur's life, in everything.
You are the president of board of directors for the African Youth Voice. Probably you represent the African Youth Voice. What particular concerns of that particular contemporary situation that you need to speak up for youth? I mean, challenges, I mean, causes, concerns, interests that are so pressing that you need to address right now.
Exactly, and that's one of the advantages of this interview, so that it will be an opportunity to address such challenges. And as African Voice, we have been trying a lot to build you have to build a person. To build a human, you need to have more knowledge. Yeah, and that's the first thing, the awareness itself, the knowledge that it will make him think that I have to do something. The encouragement. So that's the first part. The second part, which will comes to the challenges, is that, as I said, the support. Sometimes I don't need someone to give me money. I just need someone to tell me how to get money. I need someone to direct me on how to do it. I need someone to tell me this way. Because one of the problems you're facing in entrepreneurs in general is that sometimes you may have like an idea and you're going in the wrong way direction, which you just need someone to tell you, no, this is not the real way, just go this way. We don't have these experts. Experts now are not going with the youth. They will just say that I'm an expert and I have 30 years experience, and so what? So those 30 years experience, you can give someone that he is just started. So we need that kind of expert experience. So that for that, he as an expert, maybe he made many mistakes before. So as a youth, he's supposed not to make the same mistakes. As far as he overcome the mistakes, so he's supposed to have some advice from someone expert to know how to do things. So that's one of the main challenges. On the other hand, the funding challenges is very important. And there are two ways of funding. There's logistical funding, which is I don't need to give you a cash so that maybe you can just eat it. I can give you a place. I can give you resources. I can give you a computer that you can use. And those things are very important for any entrepreneur. So that's one of the challenges that we're facing, the equipments of doing work. I may have an idea and it's a very brilliant idea, but how can I do the idea? I don't know. I've been thinking, even me personally, I faced the same problem because I have a company called Tech for Africa. When I was in college, when I finished my university, I'm thinking of opening a company, a startup, so that, and the idea is how to make Africa a technology era, so that we can use everything as a technology, because technology as a tool, not as a profession. Technology in everything, technology in agriculture, technology in health and everything. So one of the challenges I faced at the time, before I established the company, I think once I established the company, I'll start getting money and dollars and everything. That's what I thought for the first time. But unfortunately, when the reality comes, I see it different. After I thought all what I should do,
you were meeting difficulties and challenges.
Exactly. The first thing is that the first and most important thing is that I thought once I established the company, I can just tell my friends, yeah, I'm doing website, mobile app, come and do, and everything will be going. I will have customers. But unfortunately, no. I started realizing there is a difference between the reality and imagination. Then I started thinking, how can I promote this company? How can I market this company? It takes times that you need money to market the company. You need ideas to market the company. You need team to market the company. And the teams are one of the most challenging you are facing a team. Some people will
And you need also regulations by
exactly,
governments.
exactly.
And you need laws to be ratified to
some
cope with the momentum of
exactly,
globalization.
some easiness in doing some procedures. And one is, as I was saying, one of the most hard thing is the team. So someone will be with you as a team, and you'll be relying on him, thinking that maybe you can do many things together, but later on he will just go. So once he goes, there will be some dropout. So you don't know how to cope with the team. The team needs money, as you are in just a little small company, so no one will stay without giving him huge money that he needs. So you don't have the team, so you start suffering. How can you bring some fresh graduates? Fresh graduates doesn't have any experience, but you are trying as hard you can try so that they can cope, do some services. You are trying to look for customers, how to get customers. You are paying for maybe for rent of the place. You are paying for many things, but you are expecting outcomes. There's no outcomes, and there's no supportive environment. There are many challenges that we are facing, and the best way of those challenges is there must be a way to have a bank, not a bank as a bank, but or any kind of source for any entrepreneur to go when he needs a problem. I don't think that is available. For me, I have an idea. There's supposed to be an agency or a government agency. Just tell the government agency that you have this idea and you'd help. I think there's something like that happened in Egypt, which is linked to the government directly. I heard a link about that. So as an African youth living in Egypt, of course, we may need something like that as well. So that when you have an idea, when you are facing challenges, as I said, even we can make it anything but financial. So that if you said financial, everyone will go. Just leave it as some things that you need. You need experts, you need team, you need the most, like in Bahrain, there's one thing, good thing in Bahrain is that they have a website which we can find every company is available in it. Every data you need for a company is there in the website. So if such kind of thing here is available in Egypt or in Africa, it will help. So
digitalization is also one important factor
exactly,
to be able to advance with
exactly
partnerships, economic and investment partnerships.
Exactly. Not even digitalization you're talking now is the main factor, not just one of the factors, because we are talking about something important that it make life easier. It make everything easier. But sometimes you are trying to, all the government are doing, you have to digitalize, but still the awareness is still low. People doesn't get it. People are thinking, no, I prefer to go and do it by myself and stuff. So what I'm talking about in part of the challenges is that we have to face these challenges, and there must be a place to go. Meaning, as a youth, I have a problem. Okay, that problem, you need a solution. So where to go to get the solution? It's nowhere. Currently, there's supposed to be a place to go. There's supposed to be a place that, as far as you have the energy and the ideas to do it, so why not? That's what we have in other countries. Other countries support, as far as you are ready to do it, they support you. But here, unfortunately, there is no support. And on the other hand, there are many things that people will be challenging you. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Even me personally, before when I started going to some conferences, people are saying, you come here to study, why are you going to conferences and stuff? Because the environment and the mindset you have is not well educated to know that this is necessary. As education is necessary, developing yourself is necessary. So those are one of the awareness you have to do. And most important thing, there must be a where to go, a place to find that you're at home, a place that when you have an idea, those kind of idea, we didn't need financial support, as I said. Financial support is very important, but there are something beyond financial support. There is a TIC, which is under the Ministry of, I think, Communications, but TIC focus only on technology projects. So we need similar things in other various of entrepreneurship.
You talked about experiences and the fresh graduates and the importance of expertise, but probably everyone who starts from scratch probably doesn't possess too much of an experience. The importance of the presence of expertise and following the footsteps of successful experiences, and to become well trained and acquiring awareness and knowledge from people who have, took that path before. Talk to us about it.
The best idea about that is that, you know, in Egypt, as happened in United States, and once they know the multi-billionaire that are there, there's a conference happened, gathered Facebooks and many people, and they are asking them. So those kind of ideas are supposed to be implemented in Africa, so that we have people that suffer from zero and they become heroes. So, but as a starter, we don't know how to read them, but the government knows. So the government can make something like, maybe in digital way, to have a website. The website to include all the experts, and the website, we can just say, ask an expert. Like there's a program that you do, ask the president, it's al Rais. We can make the same thing like that, is al Khabir. All what you need as a starter or as an entrepreneur that you're starting, to go to the website, and there will be many experts, and you can ask them. Such things can be done only if the government supported. Why? Because for me to ask an expert, there are many experts, of course, but many experts request money. They will say that you have to pay. So if I have the money to pay, I will need to ask you, but I didn't have the money. So there's supposed to be another way that the government can provide a platform for experts. All what they need, maybe an expert have an hour per week. We have many experts actually. An hour per week, just for people to ask. A platform, we can make it a platform. We can make it like monthly conferences. We can make it a gathering between experts and startups and entrepreneurs that are starting. So as far as we have those kind of platform that we can hear a person that need to ask something can talk to someone, it will help. Sometimes just a little bit advice from an expert can save many. Just an advice. And because as an expert, I've seen many things, I've learned many things. So I can talk, I can go, I can ask freely. Once you ask, you will see that you are going your way. One of the problems you face as a youth is that, I don't know, am I going in a direct way or not? Even there's a time that I didn't know. All what I have is that I will never stop. But the problem is that, am I going the wrong way or the right way? I don't know. Who's supposed to tell me that? An expert.
This is the eternal question for everyone who is starting his path. But hopefully, of course, you will find the right way, and best of luck with your entrepreneurship. Of course, Mr. Abdul Gaffar Ahmed, you are a president of the board of directors at the African Youth Voice. Thank you so much for coming to the breakfast show. All the best of luck. And I guess this brings us to the end of this edition of the breakfast show for this morning. Many thanks to all of you on behalf of my dear colleague Karim Gamaluddin and myself, Tina Hussein. That's a goodbye.